An interesting point in today's ISW report comes from the American think tank, the Institute for the Study of War. They mention a report from the New York Times about activity near Konstantinovka in the Donetsk region. According to the report, Russian forces have sent their own drone operators from a unit called Rubicon. These operators use FPV drones that rely on optical fibers, making them hard to stop with electronic jamming. Russian troops are still within double-digit kilometers of Konstantinovka, which is seen as the first major area to attack if they want to move toward the Slavyansk-Kramatorsk area. Rubicon is a key drone unit in the Russian army, and Ukrainian analysts say it could make their logistics more difficult. However, ISW argues that Russia still has a long way to go to match the Ukrainian army's level of organization when it comes to using drones as part of a coordinated unit with a clear command structure. According to ISW, it seems that the Russian military command is starting to see Konstantinovka as a priority instead of Pokrovsk, at least as far as Russian advances from Donetsk are concerned. The reason for this conclusion is video footage of a larger Russian attack with armored vehicles near the village of Novoeconomichne, in which Russian forces suffered serious casualties. However, it is likely that some Russian infantry has managed to seize some positions. Whether this will turn into a more massive concentrated effort by the Russians to move towards Konstantinovka, or whether there will be actions with equivalent force towards Pokrovsk from the northeast-north, in order to encircle the city from the Rodinskoye side, and through Myrnograd. Ukrainian forces have successfully repelled a rare mechanized assault by Russian troops near the contested settlement of Novoeconomichne in the Donetsk region, Ukrainian military sources reported Tuesday. According to Ukrainian commanders operating in the area, a small Russian column consisting of 3 armored vehicles advanced from the direction of Murolyubivka early in the morning. The move marked a rare use of mechanized units in this sector, which has largely seen infantry skirmishes and artillery exchanges in recent weeks. 2 of the Russian vehicles managed to reach the outskirts of Novoeconomichne. One vehicle reportedly offloaded infantry units who attempted to secure positions in abandoned buildings, while the second pushed deeper into the settlement in a probing maneuver. However, Ukrainian defenders, who had been monitoring the area with drones and forward observers, quickly mobilized to contain the breach. Engagements erupted along the southern edge of the town, where Ukrainian anti-tank teams and supporting infantry launched a swift counter-assault. The deeper penetrating Russian vehicle was disabled within minutes, while the infantry unit was forced to retreat under pressure from small arms fire and indirect fire support. The enemy attempted to test our lines with a concentrated push, but our response was immediate and coordinated, said a Ukrainian officer speaking on condition of anonymity. Incursion was short-lived. The enemy suffered losses and was forced to withdraw. The third vehicle in the Russian column, which had remained in a support role closer to Murolyubivka, reportedly retreated after the leading elements were halted. Military analysts suggest the maneuver may have been an attempt by Russian forces to gauge Ukrainian defensive readiness near Novoeconomichne, a settlement that has strategic relevance due to its location along a secondary logistics route. Ukrainian officials emphasized that no territory was lost and described the situation as fully under control. No casualties were officially reported by Ukraine, though local sources indicated that some structures near the town's edge sustained minor damage during the skirmish. The incident underscores the continued volatility of the front lines in Donetsk, where both sides are engaged in a grinding war of attrition, marked by tactical feints, drone warfare, and limited advances. As for the picture south of Pokrovsk, the Ukrainian military telegram channel officer, created and maintained by a Ukrainian lieutenant with the call sign Alex, indicates that successful Ukrainian counterattacks have stopped the Russian offensive along the border between Donetsk and Dnipropetrovsk regions, and some positions have been returned. But in the village of Komar, there are specific failures. The Russians are digging in on new lines and advancing there, says officer. emphasizing that this is the only section of the front where the Russians are advancing successfully. Officially, however, the Russian Defense Ministry has declared the village of Dakno in Dnipropetrovsk region a Russian possession. The first settlement in this area that the Russians have captured, if the information is correct, because 2 days ago a Ukrainian flag was raised there. Map. In Zaporozhye region, the Russians are already attacking along the entire length of the front, something that had not happened for 3 years. The 65th Ukrainian Brigade provides information. It seems that the immediate #1 goal is the capture of Kamianskoye and Orakov. There is no fighting at Orakov yet. Kado. Thank you.